Hi guys, so I thought I'd do an introduction, an update on scaling down the business and edging towards leaving the UK. That's my ambition. I keep saying this in the videos, but it's not as easy as it is. So let me show you what I've done so far. This week's been an atrocious week. Had a very disgraceful customer. All I asked them to do is move some bricks, which they didn't. So rather than amble around, I've reorganised my gear. So now, since health and safety is such importance, I've decided to show off my gear. So now I've done some work here. You've seen this before, the old trolley. Now this trolley goes out in the van. I'm not going to move any gear off this trolley now on, or change it very little. One of the downsides of moving all your gear is you spend so much time handling the gear in lockup. Didn't realise how much it was until I did this. Now down here I put some markers. I've reused some markers to measure the plants or borders so I can get some scope on garden design. Down here's a tape measure. That goes under here. Got some ties etc. under here. So basically this machine goes in the van. If I can get a larger van, which I can now, if the cost of living wasn't so high, this would go in, that would go in, no problem. And I'll probably get the lawnmowers in as well. But that goes in. As soon as I do the job, I'll work. The tool just goes in. I'll just do a mop and sweep, mop and sweep, mop and sweep. Buckets down here, that just goes on top of there. Down here, I've constructed this little beauty this week. I put all my, tools in there, and scissors and loppers, spades. Just get the idea. And it's all on wheels, and I ferry it all around. So, for instance, I use the two trolleys in combination, like chess pieces. As you can see, the strimmer belongs in that hole. That's its home. It doesn't belong anywhere else. It belongs in that hole. So I've got the wheels there. I push them around. I push those both around as I'm working, so I can mop and sweep as I go along. Here I've just done a few. Here you've seen this before. I'll update you again. I've got my clippers all on here, and all my tools go on here now. So for instance, I know to find X, Y and Z. Mind you, I've still got some learning to do. Sometimes I pick up a tool like this hook and I misplace it on the table. It's pure laziness, but that's just probably my biological wiring. Down here I've got the same. I've got the wheels on here. I'll move that around now and again. Here I've managed to tidy this shelf up a little bit, as it's, cluster. I like to keep a clean shelf as possible. I consolidated, made some space, and done this. Now this little thing I've made, I got a bit more involved today, is my woodworking trolley to an extent. Here I bought the hooks from, I'll tell you what it is in a minute, and QD hooks, and I can pull this around with the chain, which I shall show you in a minute. If I want a saw now, I just go over there, pick it up. If I want loppers, I pick it up. If I want measuring gear, I just pick it up. So in other words, it's a very simple video, isn't it? So what I'm going to do now is give you a little bit of demonstration of how these things work. Bear with me, I'm just going to get them out of the unit. Right, let me show off my gear. Sorry it's a bit low, but though again, sometimes you can't always correct it. So, if I want to move this trolley, bear with me. padlock and chain. Look, I can pull this on a nice surface like this and wheel it around like this and put it along like that. And if I want to turn it around, I pull around the chain, put the wheels on the small wheel and pull it around, and then I can just push it in to the unit whenever I want. As it all stays up nice and upright. And here I've got all the tools down here. I've got the turbo range, which measures you through your drills and so you get your measurements right with the screws. Made it so much easier. So I've done all that. Finished that off today. Made life so much easier. You see, this now is a doddle compared to what it used to be. When I had a 220-foot container, it wasn't. And now, as I do my lawn mowing, I can now keep these upright. Oh no, I've lost my bit on the lawn. Oh, hang on, there we are. You see, this is the thing. Things get a bit messy. That thing's just come off. Might have to get the glue now, because if I don't use that, I'm screwed. I don't know if that works now. Oh no. That is all I need. Sometimes things go wrong on this. Right, I need to put this back on. There we go. There you go, lawnmower. So now put that in the van. Don't have to, you know, alter it. That goes in, stays upright. Don't want to do that anymore. I have to get the glue and stick that back down. That's a job I've got to do. The on and off button came off. Right, again, I've got another problem here. Down here I've got the DR trimmer, but what I've actually done is I've lost the butterfly. See, that just came off. This seems to be my luck, but now what I can do now is if I just have to go down there and get that. That's 2 jobs on the list. And what I'm doing now, if I've got anything on the list, I just put these down on paper, just to say what I've got to do. I'll rather go down and buy a load of stuff in bulk, so it's easier for me, saves a lot of time. Putting this in now. Easy locker, bang. Quite a lot of it's all done now. Now I'm going to show you some more. This took me, this is quite stubborn. I put some leaflets out. Here I've designed some magnetic strips, got them from Hobbycraft, and I've trial and error. I put my signs up there, my gardening business signs on here. They now stick to the wall. All I've got to do is stick the holes in them and we can hang them up. Got it? Simple, isn't it? See, I'm now a lot less stressed when I come into work. And now I can work on stuff such as, you know, marketing and working out how to get my stuff on AI. And that is really, really hard. Let me put this down a second. Let me sit down. There we go. Get a picture of me now. Get a picture of my front. Look at that chair. Yeah, got it. Now I'm doing my marketing, and I've got to make sure that I get my AI sorted out, and I've got to design some new leaflets. I've got to work on my website. God knows how I'm going to do that. That's just amazing itself. Single guy like myself, mostly at 4 a.m. now, coming down here about 7 a.m. doing all this. Very, very quiet. Like you can hear a pin drop in this place. I've had this unit for about a month. I might extend it for another couple of months because, you know, when it rains outside, I can get my woodwork done quite effectively. So what I'm going to do now is I've got to get my soil testing kit. It's one of those things I really want to get to do, but brain sometimes just says, don't want to know. It always refers back to the comfort zone. With me, it tends to be woodwork and organisation. I've got to focus on how do I pay off the bills, like my accountant bill and my service charge. It's a big thing I've got to pay off now. I've had demanding letters saying that they're gonna, you know, start charging interest if I don't pay it off. I paid £100 off, but then I've got the other bills to pay. The rain comes down from the sky. Customers sort of cancel at the last minute. I'm bound by the customers whether they get paid or not. So yeah, I'm going to have to go out there and market as hard as I can, and I really want to get out of this country. I so desperately want to leave. I just got to get those charges paid off and get a passport, and hopefully one might be able to make it. The weather's changed this week. We had scorching hot weather, so we had consecutive dry summers, but this going through a temporary wet period in June. It might subside to going dry again, but that's really mucked my system up. I've got used to it being hot and sticky, and I've adapted, but now the weather's sort of gone more seasonal. So right, let me show you a bit more let me show you a little bit more of what I've done, because, you know, just get an idea. As you can see, I'm doing what I can to get out of this country. It's the most depressing thing ever. I really want a bigger van. As you can see, this has been doing this all week. It's forecast rain, but not always coming down. Could have worked, but you know, sometimes I like to work smart, not hard. So that's why I postponed some projects this week. So let's just go to the van and let's just show what I've done in here. Come up with this idea about, I think this is a very sensible idea. I just want to show you what I mean is when you're driving in the vehicle, I've just cut a little hole there. I know it's not perfect. I could have made it better, but I drew a little hole so I can get my little water. That's a little, you know, thing that you need to do when you're sitting in traffic and you get thirsty. Always have a bottle of water handy. But down here I've got food etc in there, like Nutritrain bars or something like that, and I also do my pack up. Here I've cut some holes in the grill so I can put my long tools through there, and ladders, which I used to have, but I'm generally sort of retiring it now. So as you can see, I've got a generator now. I need to get the hoover down here, which I can do, or I might just take it to a cleaner and just get it sorted out. It's just sorting things, it's just little things like that that makes a whole lot of difference. Thing is, you've got to work smart but not hard. You've got to be careful with the ignitions, putting dirt in there. That can really mess up the ignition. Got to be careful. Locks are broken on this door, so I really want another van, but the cost of living is just, how can one have, thing is, how can one have, like, live in this, cost of living is just so high at the moment. How can you survive when everything keeps going up? and maths isn't really a strong point in the UK, especially when it comes to the authorities like the council. Got this letter from service charge through about the debt. I said, send me some more bank statements. I thought, hang on a minute. I know what comes in and out of my account every damn month, and I'm telling you that I'm in debt. What difference is it going to make coming up with a payment plan for this, payment plan for that? Come on, wake the F up. Can you see what I'm saying? Stupid, isn't it? Everything in this country is just so ridiculous. How can small businesses build when there's so many hurdles that get in the way? It's like this country doesn't want you to even build anything anymore. I scaled down. I've got to where I need to be now. Or if I want to leave the UK, I could just lob all this in to my accommodation and go. I could probably go. It'd probably take me a day to get it all in. If I get a pair of hands, I could probably do it in half a day or a quarter of a day. It's that simple. Thing is, I know for a fact that I can't get out of the UK on my own. I need to work with other people. I've reached out to fellow YouTubers. All they do is complain and moan and bitch about their lives. I'm not like that. If you're in the same situation as me, reach out, ask me questions, I'll answer the questions, we'll exchange, rapport and go from there. See, I know how to shave, it's just, so stressed this week. What can I do? I try to reach out, I've been online, I talk to Copilot all the time. It's frustrating. It's like, I want to know this AI, I want to get this marketing done. I believe, I just don't know how to do it. I don't know who to trust. The AI keeps changing every time I seem to switch the phone on now. I just do not know what to do. But I'm going to make a go of it. I've come a long way since March, and this week I've come a hell of a long way with organisation. For the very first time, let me show you something. I've got it sorted now. I've got it so organised in my mind now that if I'm, for instance, all I've got to do is load my stuff into the van, return it. I get the planks out, I load the fass into the van. That's the 2 trolleys that go in. When I get to destination, they come wheeling out. Lawnmower, the DR trimmer, that all goes in as well. If someone didn't mess up my repaired my steel lawnmower, I'll still have that, but that's going to cost £500 to get it repaired and taken to bits and put back together again. Might as well get another machine. Problem is, the machines now are more expensive than when I got them in 2018 or 2019. Or because we're out the EU and all of these taxes etc. keep going on. I really do need to buy some new equipment. I want to evolve, but I've got enough to keep going. But trouble is, I get a van, right? If I get another van, let me show you what happens. Someone just poke that through. These are lights. Poke it through and nick. I've had that broken into. Someone stole the tool out of it. So I've got that. Some nutcase, banged into that and drove off. He was an Asian guy, Filipino. There's a lot of people driving with no insurance on the road these days. Hit and run and go. Can't do anything. So I've got that on the mind. Thing is, I'm just trying to show you what it is going abroad. I've got to get all this clean. Cleaning is not really my highest priority at the moment. I've just got too many hats I'm wearing, especially with AI. I can't do everything at once. You would have thought people with the cost of living crisis would want to work together. You would have thought, oh, I'll make these structures. No contact, nothing. It's just like you're invisible. I think people got so much comfort. People are so domesticated now that they're not going to go out and fight and get that new deal or improve their lives. Or the site for YouTubers, like for instance, a certain coach that I watch his videos. I joined his school program for free. Kicked me off, no reason whatsoever. Praise on the vulnerable and weak. That's the sort of thing you got on YouTube. I actually text someone and said, she's moaning about not getting a payment, so I let them. I said, all you got to do is send a gentle reminder. The money normally goes in. It does with me. No response. What is the point of a YouTuber going online and what's the point of a YouTuber going online if all they're going to bitch and moan, give advice and not follow it through? Been thinking about this MGTOW group I joined years ago. I certainly found out that a lot of people just like the label of MGTOW, or for instance they call themselves preppers, but do not do the actual inner work. Like the MGTOW people I met are, I still don't follow the the faith. They just, they still talk to women. It's not every day. They like the unity of a sense of belonging, but they do not but they won't follow it through. It's all fake. Preppers are fake as well. I joined the prepping group. I met people in London. And I'll show you this pussy. That's what they are. I put videos up on prepping. I made an effort to make the videos, and do you know what? All they did was moan and bitch and slander. That's what it's about now. So subscribe if you want to. Reach out to me. I'm a bit different to other YouTubers. I don't expect my channel to get high viewings. It never does. There's bound to be something in the algorithm that it's just not entertainment. It's a little bit too serious. I would upload onto a different platform, but what platform isn't full of, the shorts and the TikTok, etc. So I'm going to end this video now. I've had my little rant. Bye.